What's up everybody, Chris here from Ted's Shooting Range, and today I want to go over an awesome new pistol with you. Inside this box is the Shadow Systems MR920. The MR920 is a striker-fired, compact polymer pistol that's based on the Glock 19, but has amazing features. And I'm going to go over the best features from all of the generations of Glock that are packed into the MR920, plus some other stuff that they did to really enhance it. So let's take a look and see what's inside the box. Welcome back everybody. So let's dig into the box here and see what is in this box from Shadow Systems. So we pop open the box and it looks like we've got some extra sights here, extra pins, some extra parts, and I'm going to go ahead and set the box aside and we're going to take a look at the Shadow Systems range bag that's included. So in here we've got the MR920 back straps, mag pull mags, got some tools, paperwork for the Holosun that's on it, we'll cover that in a moment, and of course a gun lock, all packed into this nice little range bag from Shadow Systems. I'm going to put all this back in, or at least set it aside, and now we're going to take a closer look at the MR920. Now at first glance you may say, hey, that looks a lot like a Glock 19. Well, it does. It's based on the Glock 19, has a lot of similar features to it. But Shadow Systems went one step further, put some enhancements on it, made it a great shooting pistol, very comfortable in the hand, and added their touch all the way around. Now, like I said, I've got generations of Glock right here because I wanted to go over some of the features in each of these that really stand out in the MR920. They did a great job of taking advantage of the best features in all generations of Glock. So let's just take a look at the MR920 up close. So as you can see, we've got a Glock 19 size frame, trigger, mag release. We've got a Holosun optic on it. It does have the Shadow Systems threaded fluted barrel, which is an option. It's got some taller sights on it, which are a night sight. It does have a little bit of a beaver tail back here, which is great. And of course, it is a single-sided slide release on it. So the frame has a nice stippling all the way up to the finger rest here, all the way around, front strap, back strap. Very nice feel to it, fits great in the hand. And if you notice here, it does have a little bit of an angle to the slide back here, something that kind of steers away from the Glock square and blockiness of it. Nice little shape to it. Now let's take a look at some of the features on this mechanically that are similar to all 5 generations of Glock. And we can just start with the physical characteristics. So let's start in the back. If you see right here, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little notch. Now in Gen 1, 2, and 3, this notch was staggered. Gens 4 and 5, it was a big open hole back there, and I'll show you. This is a Gen 5 Glock 34 MOS. Obviously, it's unloaded, but you can see in the back here, it's got a larger opening because more slides through here when you disassemble it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the slide off, drop the empty mag. Obviously this is brand new and clear. Take the slide off the MR920 and we'll take a look at the guts of the pistol itself. Now if you notice on the MR920, this little block right here is missing from the trigger block, which is indicative of a Gen 3. Here I have a Gen 3 17. We'll pop that open and we'll compare this also. See, this little block right here is missing. Same with the Shadow Systems. In the Gen 5, it's got this extra piece right here, which means it's got to have a bigger opening for when you slide the slide or remove the slide for cleaning and maintenance. So they took the ultra reliable trigger block from a Gen 3 style and used it in the MR920. Now there's a couple things about the Gen 3 that people liked and disliked. The reliability, the compliance, the ultra reliable guts. But some things that they didn't like were the finger grooves and this cutout in the bottom. Now in the Gen 5, like here's the Gen 5 MOS frame, no finger grooves, no cutout on the bottom. Nice and easy fit in your hand. And if you look at the MR920, no finger grooves up front and no cutout. Now that's actually very similar to a Gen 2, which I have right here. So So this is the Gen 2 frame. As you can see, no finger grooves, has a little bit of a lip here, but it has a very small cutout still. So they did away with the cutout, went with this lip to make it a good feeling grip, and no finger grooves. They took a lot of cues from all different generations to make what could be the perfect Glock 19 substitute. Now, one thing about the Gen 2 and 3 is they had a very small mag release button right here. The MR920 has a larger one. This is a Gen 4 and 5 mag release, which is reversible. So you can flip this around and run it for lefties to drop the mag. So it does not have the ambidextrous slide release, but it has the ambidextrous mag release. So here I have a Gen 4, and as you can see, it has the larger mag release button here, as opposed to the Gen 2 that has the smaller one. The Shadow Systems has the larger one that's reversible. So we're taking some frame cues from Gen 2, we're taking cutout cues from Gen 5, we're taking trigger block cues from Gen 3, and mag release cues from Gen 4 and Gen 5. There's a lot of things that are similar to all generations of Glock on this. Like, for example, it runs a standard Glock accessory rail on it. So all of those lights out there that are already set up for a Glock are going to fit perfectly on the MR920. So as you can see, Shadow Systems took everything that worked really, really well with the Glock 19 and added their personal touches to it to make a very nice standout pistol. Now let's talk about the additions that they added to it to really enhance it even more. We'll go ahead and put the slide back on. So just from the get-go, you can tell it looks different. So you have the trigger finger ledge right here. They enhanced it more with a flat trigger guard with an undercut. It has a deeper undercut for your middle finger under here, and it also is running a very nice flat face trigger. It has front and rear serrations, so you can grip it from anywhere, and this particular one comes with the Holosun 507C. Couple that with the Shadow Systems match grade fluted threaded barrel and the very nice aggressive texture throughout the pistol. Now here's something that you may not have noticed right off the bat. The rear of the grip has a very straight line. This is going to be more indicative of, say, a 1911 rather than a factory Glock. You see, the Glock has this palm swell in the back, and this doesn't have a back strap on it. So this is the factory palm swell, no added back strap, nothing's been changed on this Glock 19. The MR920 runs a straight back strap, so you get a really good point and shoot feel. It's very natural, and it's almost like you're just pointing your index finger at it. Now there are replaceable back straps. We'll take a look at those. So in this little pouch, you can replace the back strap with one that's a little bit larger and has a bit of a palm swell to it. If that's what works for you, they added them to the package. It also comes with a magwell for faster reloads. So you have a magwell, two different sizes of replaceable back straps, plus the pin pusher to put them in. But I think standard backstrap feels amazing. But if you've got larger hands or you're used to a palm swell, anything like that, then having the ability to swap out that backstrap is paramount. Everything about this pistol is about getting traction on it. Whether it's the forward-facing serrations, the aggressive texture on it, or even the mag release button. I don't know if you can see this, but it doesn't stick out really far. There's a lot of enhanced magazine buttons like, say, this one here, and it sticks out quite a bit. So you get a real good purchase on it over the factory one. Now, a lot of people don't like that because if you put this in the wrong holster and the holster gets squeezed, your magazine's gonna go flying out. So what Shadow Systems did is they developed their own mag release button. It sits flush, but it has high grip texture on it. It's little things like this that really set it aside from your standard Glock 19 or even some of the Glock 19 clones out there. Now this is available in several configurations. You don't have to get it with a Holosun or a threaded barrel. You can get it in a standard, almost stock form that's going to have a standard length barrel, standard sights on it, but it's always going to have the forward-facing serrations, the grip texture, the enhancements throughout. Now let's talk about the guts of the thing, the stuff that you don't see all the time. This may be compatible with a lot of Glock parts, but every part in here is Shadow System. All of the steel parts are machined from billet steel. They opted for a single spring recoil system, and we'll show that to you. We'll take the slide back off, and we have a stainless single coil recoil system. Now why is that different? Because in Gen 4 and Gen 5, Glock went to their double spring here. So that's from a Gen 5. But Gen 1 through 3 always had a standard single coil. It's reliable, it's easy to use, it's lightweight. Take, for example, this Gen 3 Glock 17 of mine. This is 20 years old. It has probably between 40 and 50,000 rounds through it. The only thing I've ever had to replace is the recoil spring. The first couple times I did it with the standard Glock plastic recoil spring, and then I upgraded to a stainless one. The fact of the matter is, it got hot, it wore out, no big deal. Shadow Systems did a little bit different. They started with stainless steel from the get-go. So you have a flat spring in there, plus the stainless steel guide rod, so it's going to be reliable and give you years and years and years and thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds of excellent service. Now, all the MR920 models, whether you get the enhanced one with the sight and the threaded barrel, or you just get the standard one, they're all going to come with a pair of Magpul 15-round mags. Tough, reliable, everybody knows Magpul, they do a great job. Let's put this back on here, and we'll talk about the trigger. Like I said, the trigger is a flat-faced aluminum trigger. It does have the trigger safety built into it, and it does have a 4.5 to 5 pound pull. That's pretty standard for Glocks. It does have a bit of take up, but a nice crisp break. Reset is very short and very crisp, and crisp break after that. For a striker-fired pistol, this feels excellent. And keep in mind, this is a duty-ready, carry-safe trigger design. It's meant to be carried, it's meant to be used. It's meant to provide years of faithful service to you. It may look beautiful, but this is not just a show pony. This is a duty-ready pistol right out of the box. Now, we do have these in a few different configurations at the range. We have them with and without the threaded barrel, with and without the optic. The slide, the match grade barrel, the frame, the parts, the flat face trigger, the mags, everything else is going to be the same. There's just a few different options that you can get with it. So if you're looking for an excellent pistol for your next carry pistol or duty pistol, the Shadow Systems MR920 could be the one for you. Come on down to TSR today and check it out. Next step for me, get one of these out on the range. So stay tuned, we'll have another video coming up where I get to put some rounds through it and you can see the performance of the MR920. Now, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them below. Be glad to hear from you. And do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and ring that bell. That way you'll be the first to know every time we come out with a new video that might have a new class, some great range time, some excellent equipment that comes out. But that's it for now. So for Ted's Shooting Range, this is Chris signing off. Stay safe out there.